Welcome to Personal Finance 101. In today's show, we're going to talk about the real estate market in the South Florida market. Real estate in the South Florida market. Real estate in the Miami-Dade County and Broward County market. Is now a good time to buy? Is now a good time to sell? What do we think is going to happen in the next 6 months of 2023? Will the market change? Are the sellers willing to reduce their home prices? Are the Feds going to reduce the interest rate? Are we having less buyers? Is it a seller's market? Is it a buyer's market? You right now listening to me that either want to buy or sell, is it a good time to do so? All these questions, we're going to discuss them in this show, where we're going to give you our opinion. We're going to show you different articles and different numbers to show you exactly what's going on in the South Florida real estate market. My name is Frantz. You're listening to Personal Finance 101. If this is your first time listening to us, please consider subscribe. And of course, give us a thumbs up. Welcome. Do homes in Miami-Dade County, Florida coast. The median sold price, as you can see, is about $490,000, which is about $500. We did this study based on all homes sold in the last 12 months, and the difference since June 2022 is 10.5%. The houses went up in value by about $46,457. Median sold price. Here are the information. So you can see the difference between June 2022 and June 2023. One bedroom up 7.3%, two bedrooms up 9.2%, three bedroom up 8.6%. So the median price is right there in front of you guys. It's right there, right? Three bedroom, about $489. Four bedroom, about $638,000. Median sold price compared to nearby county, Miami-Dade County, Broward County, and Monroe County. We don't really use Monroe, but for you to have an idea. How many homes are available in Miami-Dade County for sale? In May 2023, it was 12,150. In June, it's 12,107. Home for sale by bedroom count. It's right there also. So a three bedroom, you got about 3,200 houses for sale. Four bedroom, about 1,900. In June 23. Number of homes sold. In May, you got 2,200. In June, you got 1,799. Asking price against sold prices. Let's see. Under asking, 1,197. Equal, which is at asking price, about 277. Over asking, 325 homes were sold over price. Meaning you ask for 500,000 and they offer you 525. If you're buying a home in Miami-Dade County, you may be able to get a good deal. Sure, 66.5% of home sold below asking price. Doesn't mean it's going to be a good deal, but they were below asking price. If it's 1,000 less, it's below asking price. How long does it take to sell a house in Miami-Dade County? 57 days. Last year, it was 45 days. June for June comparison. A breakdown of home sales times. 953 homes were sold under 30 days. 490 homes were sold between 30 and 90 days. And 356 homes were sold over 90 days. All of these information are available online. You can look at them if you want to, but I just wanted to share them with you. The real estate market has different factors that create for the market to go up or down. It's not something that just happened overnight. It's something that's influenced by different sectors. Those sectors are the feds, which is the federal government, the banks and financial institutions that play with the interest rates. Then you got the sellers, who are the ones putting the house on the market, and you have the buyers, who are the ones buying the real estates. Okay, so let's start with the buyers, right? The buyers are divided in different groups of people. You got buyers coming from the Northeast, the high-paying salary buyers, coming from the Northeast of the United States, where they have the opportunity to save a lot of money, and they come to South Florida, to Miami-Dade County and Broward County to purchase properties, and they find a lot of square footage for their money, and they pay cash for the property. Either they come with cash money from their savings, or they get a home equity line of credit on their houses, which worth way more money than the house in here in South Florida, and they come with money from their home equity line of credit, which is basically as cash. The second group of people are the buyer investors. This group come from South America, from Latin America, from Europe. Those are international, out of the country buyers that have also a lot of money and that are buying those properties to rent them out. But they don't rent them to regular tenants. They rent them in Airbnb, which is tourists coming to Florida, coming to the beautiful weather, coming to the beach, coming to enjoy what Miami-Dade has to offer. Instead of going to a hotel and pay $300, $400 a night for a room at the hotel, they rather go together in a house, 2, 3, 4, 5 bedrooms, where the entire family is together. It's more fun, the vacation is more enjoyable, and it's more private. You can have a dinner on a table together with the entire family. That's why the Airbnb market has been growing so much, because people enjoy the company of one another. Either they go in group of friends or they go in family. The investors saw that opportunity, and the buyer investors put money together and go and purchase real estate property in the South Florida market to put in Airbnb. The third group is a buyer that wants to put 20% down, 20% or more down. That buyer mostly has another property that is selling and getting that money to put in that house, or that buyer has been living in a rental place somewhere or in a family house somewhere, saving their money for a long time. And the fourth category is a buyer that wants to put 5% down. By the way, when I give you those percentage, we're talking about percent off the home price. Average price in Miami-Dade and Broward County is between $500,000 and $600,000. I'm going to show you a few numbers so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, right? So 20% of $500,000, guys, is $100,000. So if you're buying a property which is $500,000 and you're putting 20% down, you need $100,000. So now let's say you go with the 5% down scenario. A $500,000 house, you put 5% down, is $25,000 plus closing costs. Closing costs varies between 4% to 6%, including escrow, which is the reserves that the bank requires for your taxes and insurance. So 6% closing costs out of $500,000 is $30,000. Okay, if you say it's not going to be 6%, it's 5%. Okay, 5% for closing costs and escrow, and 5% for down payment is 10%. So you need $50,000 to purchase a $500,000 house. If you're a seller and you got a few offers on the table, and one of them is a 5% down, one of them is a 20% down, and another one is cash, all of them are the same prices, which one will you think the seller will choose? I leave that answer up to you. If you are a seller and you have those three options on the table, think about which one will be better for you to take. Let's talk about the sellers, right? Who wants to sell a house? It's somebody that wants to downsize, meaning that person is in a 4-bedroom or a 5-bedroom house today, wants to go down to a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom or a 1-bedroom. Somebody having financial difficulties, family issues, divorce, somebody passed away, probate, estate sales, they want to sell. Or somebody that wants to sell and live out of the South Florida market, going up North Florida or going to another state completely. The people, the sellers selling to downsize, it's hard for them to do. The sellers that are selling to upsize, meaning buying a bigger house, it's very hard for them to do it. Why? Because the majority of those sellers have a mortgage at a 2 or 3% interest rate, how it was about 2 years ago. And today, if they're going to go and buy a house, they will purchase that house and get a 6.5 to a 7.5 interest rate. That's when the feds, the federal government, has their portion of the game to play. Remember, I mentioned 4 different sectors influencing the real estate market. Now, in order for that seller to be encouraged to sell their house, they need to be able to get a lower rate in order for them to go purchase another house. If the last time the feds decided to reduce the rate was in June 2023, the last time they touched the interest rate. In July, they said they're not going to do much in the interest rate. So let's hope by the end of the year, they reduce the interest rate by less than 6%. A 5.5, a 5.1, or even a 4 point something. If they do that, that will create an incentive in the market where people, the sellers, will be able to find a lower rate to go buy another property. Then they will put their house for sale. If today somebody does not have an emergency, that person doesn't have an urgency to sell their house, they will not put their house on the market. They will wait and see what's going to happen. It's a seller's market, yes. If you want to sell and your intention is not to buy a property within the South Florida market, yes, you're going to put your house in the market right away and you're going to be able to sell that house. The average of selling a house in South Florida today is 57 days. It takes about 57 days for a house to be sold, meaning the first day you put it in the market till you close. It's about 57 days. It used to be 35 days. Before that, it was 28 days. But today, in July 2023, it takes about 57 days for you to sell a house in South Florida. What about the banks? Banks and financial institutions get an interest rate from the feds, and they have the luxury to play with that rate, depending on how much profit, how much money they're willing to make out of that buyer that needs that mortgage. They can play, if today the rate is 7%, they can find a way to give you 6.5 as an incentive to encourage you to get a mortgage. Every bank has their own rules and regulation. It's up to them to decide what rate they're going to offer you. Depends on the risk that you as a buyer bring to them. Meaning your credit score, which is very important. Are you a W-2 buyer? Are you stable? Do you have an income steady? Are you working and getting paid regularly for the past 2 years? Is your income stable for the past 2 years? They look at all this package and they propose to you an interest rate. This is the part for the mortgage and financial institution. Remember, you're listening to Personal Finance 101. My name is Frantz. Today, we are talking about the forecast. What is the real estate market is going to do by the end of 2023? For the 6 months left in the year till December 31st, 2023, will the real estate market of South Florida go up or will it go down? We do not have a crystal ball. We do not control the future. However, we can analyze based on facts, based on information that we have, and based on how the market is. Today, it's a seller's market, meaning the sellers have the tendency of putting their house for sale at the higher price. The sellers put a house in the market today. They have a lot of buyers coming to make a lot of offers. Last weekend, I visited a house that was for sale for $550,000. We had about 20 something buyers. A lot of them were investors. We can say 35% were investors, 65% regular buyers. The realtor did an open house. At the end of the day, I spoke to him the next day. He had 7 offers, 3 from cash buyers that could be investors or the northeast of the United States buyers or the out of the country buyers. They had 2 offers out of 5% down, and they had 2 offers of 20% down. All of the offers prices were either at the asking price, $550,000, or a little more. The highest offer was about $565,000. This is the South Florida market, guys. May change in the next 6 months. If it's going to change, the federal government needs to reduce the interest rate to motivate people of buying, to create more inventory, because right now there's a low inventory in the real estate market in South Florida. You're listening to Personal Finance 101. Today we covered the real estate market forecast in the next 6 months. If the Feds do not change the interest rate and lower it down to less than 6% or less than 5%, the real estate market in South Florida is going to be tight. You buying a property is going to be tough. You're going to be fighting with different other buyers because there are more buyers than houses for sale in the South Florida market. Thank you so much for listening to us. Remember to subscribe to keep on listening to shows as this one. Thank you and have a good one.